Hey, what's going on YouTube? So this video was requested by Tommy P731 in the FFBE help Discord, who I think was having some trouble beating some of the content that we had this week. And he asked me to do a guide for the Red Star Quartz weekly dungeon, which is technically the hardest content that we got this week. This is true for a couple of reasons. The main one is that this week's enemy is an enemy that has to be hit with magic type attacks. So all of our really good units are like global mages like Ibarra and Olive, Cleome, Nora, Malphase. They all end up being really bad choices for this fight because they have to use like magic type attacks. And so I wanted to really figure this out for Tommy, because I understand why it's so important, and how frustrating it can be to like not be able to beat the hardest content that came out this week in time for the week's maintenance. So I went through my units to try and find something that is going to work, and I hope this is going to work for you, Tommy, and for anybody else who's having some trouble with this content as well. I remembered that I've got a handful of units that do magic type magic damage, like Summer Sniper Physalis, and I also happened to pick up a Vacation Voyager Fina recently, and I figured surely these Neovisions based units are going to be strong enough to take out the weekly content. And let me tell you, what you're about to see is a very, very high-end clear. I had to pull out lots of really rare and time-limited gear to make this team work. We've got premium vision cards, STMRs from collaboration units, old event gear, equipment with multiple strong Neovisions based units in order to make this team strong enough to outlast the boss's damage and still do enough damage on the final turn to push. Because if you don't do it in the final turn, like it's just not going to work. And that the reality is, this is the hardest content that we got this week, so like it should be hard, it should be a challenge, right? And the other thing is that like it's really unfortunate that this content is so hard, because Red Star Quartz is such a rare resource, and it's super important. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go into the vortex here, and I'm going to scroll down to the Chamber of Challenges, which is where you do the Red Star Quartz event content for the week. And notice I haven't done it yet. It's just super challenging. I only have 2,399 Red Star Quartz, so like it's super rare. And I definitely want to get this stuff cleared out. So I wanted to put together a team that was going to work for it. And here's the good news. The team of 5 units that I have here for you, it should work for all 5 levels of difficulty, and it does not require a friend unit. That's the good news. The other good thing is that all these units are part of the bonds category, and I've heard from multiple people that the bonds category is a really weak category overall, so I'm excited that I could put a team together of bonds units with what I had available and showcase their power. There is one really dangerous turn in the fight that I want to show you. I don't know if we're going to survive it this time or not. I'm willing to take a risk to show it to you so you can see the full boss's rotation, and then we can cap a nice chain with my Physalis' SLB, because she's EX1. It's going to take us all the way to turn 5 to get a cap in. But we'll go ahead and get into this clear, and I will show you what we have going on at the end of it. Let's see here. Here we go. So I'm gonna not take a friend unit. Like I said, I don't really need one here. This team should be strong enough to carry us. And you can kind of see our units here. So we've got Shoreline Fina and Daisy, Beach Time or Summer Fina and Lid, Vacation Voyager Fina, Summer Folka and Citra, and then Summer Sniper Physalis. So we're gonna hopefully get this, and Physalis is our leader, by the way. So victorious bonds, everybody gets 100%. I really hope that this 100% leader skill is strong enough to carry us through this content. We will just have to see. But here we go. We don't have a friend, and we're gonna spend 30 energy doing this 160 difficulty challenge, and we'll see if we can get it done. Wish us luck. I'll kind of talk you through it. I'll probably put a turn chart in the comments as well, because it is, it's an intensive clear. So here's our boss, Hedon. Hedon happens to be an undead enemy, and is only weak to water magic attacks. So to keep us safe from all the incoming stuff that's going to be happening this turn, Shoreline Fina and Daisy is going to use Rip Current just to get their magic cover going. Their innate cover only lasts 1 turn. We definitely need this for more than 1 turn, so they're going to go ahead and use their cover. There we go. Summer, Fina, and Lid, they're going to triple cast, and they're going to use Beach Parasol to lower water resistance, and then just like restore some HP and MP for the party. Aqua Replenishment, because we're going to need gradual MP restore. This is going to be such a long clear. We need to drag this out and like have that MP restoring all the time. And then just going to put a good break on the boss. You know, deep sea swimming is their break. 84%, you know, probably not strong enough for this content. We will see. 84% all around. You know, it is what she's got. You know, you could equip her with like Dark Breaker or Lightning or Numbing Thunderbind or something like that. If you had it, we're going to use her 84% break. Should be okay. Now, this boss is going to, notice that didn't do any damage because that's a physical attack, and this boss resists physical attacks. So that's the hardest part about this clear, is that you can only use real magic. So there you go. Vacation Voyager Fina, to keep us safe from some incoming damage, is going to use 10,000 needles. The boss is going to use an AoE physical attack and then a bunch of single target physical attack every turn. And that's really deadly. You know, it's really, really dangerous. So we're going to use 10,000 needles to make sure the whole party is safe. Notice again, resisting the damage. It's so annoying. And then Summer, Folk, and Citra, to keep us safe from all the other bad stuff this boss does. We're going to use Rippling Waves for resistances, Gleaming Sun for resistances, and then put up a really nice HP barrier with Glamorous Wall. That's going to fill the evocation gauge as well, and just put up that HP barrier to make sure that if we do take damage, we're probably going to be okay. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. And then Physalis, you know, we really got to hold out until turn 5 with her SLB activation. So just to keep her safe and make sure she doesn't bite the dust, so we're gonna go ahead and have her guard on turn 1. So here it is. Boss is gonna AoE and then do a bunch of single targets. There we go. Thankfully, Summer, Fina, and Lid, they are provoking and they are evading, because that would be really, really bad, you know. And honestly, we're just gonna hit reload. We're gonna keep that rotation up for the next 2 turns, just to make sure that we're fully powered and fully healthy going into our burst turn. So we're just gonna redo all that and hopefully survive the next 2 turns. Oof, really bad. Okay. And then turn 3, we're gonna do that one more time and hope that we don't see something really nasty. So I'm just gonna reload, and yeah, I'm just checking my turns, and yes, we are good to go. Okay, let's see if the boss breaks through our defenses here. Okay, we made it. So this turn is a little bit different. So the boss is still going to do an AoE AoE physical attack, and then a bunch of single targets, but they're also going to cast a Quake spell. Really, really bad. So we made sure that our magic tank is wearing enough earth resistance gear to keep us safe, but we are going to kind of change up our rotation a little bit. I am going to go ahead and hit reload just to save us a little bit of time, because this is a really time intensive clear. And I'm going to go ahead and spend Daisy and Fina and Lid's actions. Go ahead and get that out of the way. Oh, there we go. Now, next thing we're going to do, we're going to change it up with Fina here. Vacation Voyager Fina is going to triple, and she's going to use Elemental Burst Water, fill LB, because she doesn't have her LB filled up yet with the clear that we're doing. With the gear we have, I didn't have room for LB fill gear, so we're just going to go ahead and use her LB fill ability, and then Charging Heartbeat. This is a magic boost in it, and so she's going to have like Elemental Burst, LB filled up, and then a full magic boost as well. That way she can do enough damage on the next turn. Folka and Citra is also going to change. She is going to use Undead Deluge for a 75% Reaper Killer. It's not very big, but it is there. So we're gonna go ahead and use that, and then Rippling Waves and Gleaming Sun as well. And then Physalis is going to use Playing in the Ocean and double Magic Boost. That way she's got, fully powered up. Bear with me here just 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to take care of something very, very important. but we are still set up here. So we're gonna go ahead and use everybody's skills, and then we will see if we can survive. This is the dangerous turn. We don't want to take too much damage from the AoE physical. And there it is. Oh, looks like we survived it. Okay. Moment of truth. Are we going to be able to do enough damage? So we're going to use our Moog Beach Ball special. Has the added bonus of, you know, boosting her water damage, applying some killers, just doing some damage, lowering the enemy's resistance to water. Kind of nice. Okay. Citra is going to quadruple Watera, and then the fourth cast is going to be an Osmos. That way we don't break our chain. Fina is going to be using Heartful Focused Arrow, which also does a water imperil, bow resistance down, LB damage buff, magic damage, 27 hits, so it's bolting strike, you know, so it's nice. It's going to chain with Watera from Folka and Citra. And we're going to start by sending Physalis, and then we're going to send them as our chainers, and hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, do enough damage here to take out this boss. Let's take a look. Oh, and also we have to watch the LB. If we don't watch the LB of Fina, the whole thing doesn't work, you know. So like, you know, yes, it's a fan service unit, yes, it's the bonds category, and you know, it is what it is. You have to watch it. So let's take a look here. Physalis and chainers. I don't know what we would do if we didn't have this LB in the game. Okay, looks like we did enough damage. Let's see the damage breakdown at the end here and see how we did. 39 billion, you know, okay. Ooh, enough damage, perfect. And we'll see who did the most. I don't know who's gonna do the most damage here. Good, we got 46 red star quartz, excellent. Okay, looks like Vacation Voyager Fina did the most damage, even though Physalis did do a nice cap there. And Folka and Citra, you know, they're not bad for an NBA that's not really doing much in terms of like water support for themselves, and they're just, you know, chaining a weak spell. So, you know, Fina really took care of us. So I'm glad we got this done. Hardest content of the week done, and we can move on with our day. Okay, let's take a look at the gear. I'm gonna go ahead and get the gear camera up and running here so you can see what we're dealing with. Actions. Nope, we want the gear camera. There we go. We'll take a look at our team. And here we go. So we're gonna start with Fina and Daisy. You know, they are wearing a lot of resistance gear. We didn't really know what we're gonna be dealing with, so we wanted to have good resistances across the board, and status, the element immunity, really high spirit. You know, we've got as much true double hand spirit as we could stick in there. You know, pretty good. So we've got a lot of resistance gear, some Clash of Wills gear. This is really important to her build, as well as, you know, all this other stuff, including Smiling Goddess from the free Addison Ray unit a couple months ago. Very important to have all this on here. And then she's got, you know, true double hand spirit and a bunch of resistances, and you know, Elena's vision card. Elena probably just wouldn't cut this clear very well. Plus, she's not part of the bonds category, so but we are going to go ahead and borrow her vision card just because it does help us like kind of gear up for it nicely. We don't use the shift form at all for Shoreline, Fina, and Daisy. Fina and Lid, they are a provoker, and even though I forgot to put a shield on, looks like we still did okay. You know, she's got evasion, she's got resistance, you know, to a couple of things. You know, she's got earth resistance, very important since we have a magic tank in the party that everybody has earth resistance as well, you know, just in case something doesn't work out. But she's got the evasion, right? She's got evasion, and she's also got provoke. From this, you know, this Clash of Wills item, Perfect Provocation. Very important to have that, as well as everything else. You know, Bewitching Heals. If you don't have these, you know, I know it's a collab unit, but if you don't have these, you know, I guess you have to find something else that does 25% evasion. in an accessory slot. She's also wearing the Obsidian Bracer, super important. She's a breaker, and is going to be doing an 84% break, but the Obsidian Bracer, this just starts us out strong. Yeah, so she's wearing this time limited exclusive premium vision card to make sure that she had enough spirit. It was really close there on that dangerous turn. I don't know if she was going to make it or not. But there you go. Fina, ended up doing the most damage for our party. Everybody's wearing guns, even though we don't have a gun in peril. These guns are really good to help kind of gear up your magic true dual wield, or true double hand rather. So it's very, very useful to use all these guns on the party. And then otherwise just wearing a lot of really good gear. She's got the Clash of Wills ring, the Clash of Wills clothes, Ash's leg armor, and then a bunch of Reaper Killer. She's got 10,000 needles as well. And then she's got this premium super good vision card, very, very strong. There you go. Doesn't have any Reaper Killer on it, which is kind of a shame for this trial, but we need the Reaper Killer. But it also gives us, LB damage buff and magic and dark resistance and, chain limit boost, 500 magic. So very good card for her. I guess we could have gotten away with not having the chain limit boost on the ring. We could have given her like the ruler's ring instead, but I needed it on my Physalis because that was very, very important for this clear. So there you go. I just didn't feel like remaking one of my rings. But she's got all the things you need. She's got, Reaper Killer and LB damage and magic true double hand. Pretty cool. Volca and Citra, very, very important. Again, wearing the gun helps us with gearing up the magic true double hand. Link's hat, and if she didn't have this Link's hat, we just had to find something else with LB damage, although she didn't really do her LB damage in this clear, but it's still a good hat. Aaron Yes ring to let her quad cast her magic. She's wearing Leviathan so that she can cast water. Super, super important. And then just as much killer as we could cram into here. We don't even have Reaper capped out. It is what it is. You had to give her as much as you could. I just don't have enough. She's wearing the Dazzling Demoness again to help her get that true double hand. And she's got chain limit up and all that stuff. So it's solid cards. There you go. And then Physalis, she's wearing her own rifle, the Blue Storm +4 gun, some Reaper Killer, Clash of Wills gear, magic control ring, good stuff for her. Gives her the true dual wield, and she's got Reaper Killer and LB damage. She's got all this stuff here, her own TMR, love for Trabia, and then some Reaper Killer, and then Ibarra's vision card. Without Ibarra's vision card, I don't know how we would have gotten through this clear. It's super good for lots and lots of units, and it is just what it is. You got to have it, otherwise we wouldn't have 9,000 magic. But there you go, and she's set as our leader. You can see our espers here. That way you can kind of optimize and see how you want to place these up. Make sure your units are geared up, and she's our leader, so giving us that 100% leader skill. Very, very important. And there you go. So hopefully that helps you to go and get your red star quartz. I know that if you don't have red star quartz, it's kind of hard to come by. If you're struggling with how to get some of these killers to help you beat Hedon, there's lots of ways you could get Reaper Killer. We go over this a lot in Tuesday Preppers. You could get Undead Killer Plus from Doulahan. You could get Reaper Eater Sense from the Stroper, Conquering the Fear of Spirits from Scorn of the Ancient Hellbringer. Lots of ways you can get Reaper Killer if you need it to help kind of shore up your killer, so you can make sure you do enough damage on turn 5. Or you could just be like a normal person and kill it on turn 1 with a single cast of water. Tommy, I don't know why you're having so much trouble with it. I hope this helps you get your red star quartz. You have yourself a good rest of your day. And guys, we'll see you on Tuesday for the Real Tuesday Preppers. Take care.